Hello, I'm back again with another video for the Early Music Shop. This time I want to introduce you to an instrument by the English maker George Stevens. George is based in the south of England in Kent and is very much active making lutes. This is a 7-course lute in G. Those of you who saw my earlier videos will know that G is a fairly standard pitch for lutes nowadays, but that historical lutes survive in many different string lengths, many different tunings, many different pitches. The larger lutes would have been tuned lower, the smaller lutes would have been tuned higher, but always with the same relation of a fourth at the top, another fourth, then a third, then a fourth, then another fourth. And because this is a 7-course lute, there's an extra bass string at the bottom. The string length is around 60 centimeters, just under, which is again fairly normal for a G lute. The back, as you can see, is made of English cherry, which is a beautiful wood, and a wood that was often used for lute making in the Renaissance. The soundboard is alpine spruce, which is very common for lutes, and indeed for instruments of the violin family too. One rather lovely feature are these holly pegs. See if I can get the camera to focus on them. Not very well, actually. It insists on focusing on my face, which is much less interesting. Maybe if I block my face. There we are. Holly pegs. Mottled holly, which is why they're two different colors. Normally holly is very light colored wood. Those are rather nice. They're also very comfortable to hold and to turn, which is important in a lute. Lutenists famously spend a great deal of their time tuning. So if the pegs are uncomfortable, it's rather hard on the fingers. So features like that are important. This one has a strap button for those players who like to use straps. Although I have to say this one is rather large, so you'd need one that you'd need a strap that has a big enough sort of buttonhole or attachment. What else is there to say on it? The veneer on the peg box and on the neck, see if I can get this the right way around, is pear wood, which is a lovely reddish-brown wood. And it plays very nicely. It has comfortable spacings in the left hand and in the right hand. It's very pleasant to play. I would say it would be suitable for an advanced amateur or a professional player. It's not a cheap instrument. It's a handmade instrument of good quality and would suit someone who is very serious about their playing. So you heard me play a few chords at the beginning. Let's have a little bit more music now. case you wondered what the musical examples were, at the beginning I was simply improvising a few chords. The first of the two other pieces you heard was an improvisation on the Passamezza Moderno, which is a very common chord progression, which I mentioned briefly in one of my earlier lockdown lute videos as well. And that was followed by a piece by the great John Dowland called Mr. Dowland's Midnight. So I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to George Stevens's lovely 7-course lute. The best way to find out what it's like, of course, is to come and see it for yourself at the Early Music Shop, which I believe is now open again by appointment for the viewing of instruments.